Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really important topic, something that affects millions of people, often in silence. We're going to talk about 10 subtle reasons why people might find themselves slipping into a state of depression, sometimes without even realizing what's happening. The goal here isn't to diagnose, but to build awareness and understanding, both for ourselves and for those we care about. So let's get started. The first, and perhaps one of the most common reasons, is keeping emotions bottled up. We live in a world that often tells us to be strong, to push through, and to not show vulnerability. So what do? We take our sadness, our anger, our frustration, and we lock it away in a little box inside us. We think that if we ignore it, it'll just disappear. But emotions don't work that way. They're like energy. They have to go somewhere. When we constantly suppress them, they don't vanish. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a while, but it takes an enormous amount of energy, and eventually, it's going to pop back up, often with more force than before. Next up is long-term loneliness, or feeling misunderstood. Humans are social creatures. We are wired for connection. When we feel isolated, whether we're physically alone or surrounded by people who just do and seem to get us, it creates a profound sense of emptiness. This isn't just about not having plans on a Friday night. It's a deeper feeling of being disconnected from the world, of being invisible. You might be in a crowded room, laughing along with everyone else, but inside, you feel like you're behind a glass wall, unable to truly connect. This persistent feeling of being an outsider, of not belonging, can slowly erode your sense of self-worth and joy. It makes you feel like something is wrong with you, that you're somehow unlovable. Reason number 3 is the trap of constant comparison, especially with the rise of social media. We scroll through our feeds and see everyone's highlight reels. The perfect vacations, the dream jobs, the happy relationships, the flawless body. We see the curated, filtered, and edited versions of other people's lives, and we compare them to our own messy, complicated, behind the scenes reality. And in that comparison, we almost always come up short. We start thinking, why isn't my life like that? Or I'll never be that successful, happy, attractive. This constant social comparison is a recipe for inadequacy and envy. It quietly chips away at our self-esteem and contentment. We start chasing a version of happiness that doesn't even exist, because what we see online isn't the full picture. This relentless feeling of not measuring up can create a deep sense of dissatisfaction with our own lives, a feeling that can slowly spiral into the hopelessness and low mood characteristic of depression. Fourth on our list is unhealed past trauma or emotional pain. Our past experiences shape who we are, and when those experiences are painful or traumatic, they can leave deep wounds. Whether it's from childhood, a past relationship, or a significant loss, this unresolved pain doesn't just go away. It can linger in the background, influencing our reactions to everyday situations. It might manifest as anxiety, trust issues, or a pervasive sense of sadness. We might try to bury it, to pretend it never happened, but the body keeps the score. This unresolved emotional baggage is incredibly heavy to carry. It's like walking through life with a backpack full of rocks. That constant weight can deplete our energy and resilience, making us much more vulnerable to falling into a depressive state. Acknowledging and seeking help for past trauma is not about dwelling on the past. It's about freeing ourselves from its hold on our present and future. Coming in at number 5 is the fear of failure and constant self-blame. Many of us are our own harshest critics. We set impossibly high standards for ourselves, and when we inevitably fall short, we beat ourselves up. This inner critic can be relentless, telling us we're not good enough, that we've messed up again, that we're a failure. This fear of not being perfect can be perilous. They can stop us from trying new things, from taking risks, and from pursuing our dreams. We become so afraid of the possibility of failing that we'd rather not try at all. And when we do stumble, instead of seeing it as a learning opportunity, we see it as proof of our inadequacy. We get stuck in a loop where our fear of failure leads to inaction, and our inaction reinforces our belief that we are, in fact, failures. We've talked about loneliness, but this is slightly different. You can have people around you, but if you can't be your true, vulnerable self with them, you're still emotionally isolated. Maybe you feel like your family wouldn't understand, or that your friends would judge you if you shared what you're really going through. You might feel like you have to put on a brave face to be the strong one or the fun one in your social circle. This lack of a safe space to be authentic and receive empathy is incredibly damaging. Emotional support is about having people who will listen without judgment, who will offer a shoulder to lean on, and who will remind you that you're not alone in your struggles. Without that support system, navigating life's challenges can feel overwhelming. The burden becomes too heavy to carry alone, and the weight of that emotional isolation can easily lead to feelings of depression. Next, at number 7, we have overthinking and negative self. Our minds can be our greatest asset or our worst enemy. For many people, the mind becomes a place of constant worry and rumination. We replay past mistakes over and over. We agonize over future what-ifs, and we get caught in endless loops of negative thoughts. This isn't just regular thinking. It's a destructive pattern where we dissect every little thing, almost always concluding the worst about ourselves or the situation. This constant stream of negativity is like a poison that slowly seeps into every aspect of our lives. It colors our perception of the world, making everything seem bleak and hopeless. It convinces us that we are worthless, that things will never get better, and that we are the problem. Reason number 8 is feeling lost or having no clear purpose in life. Having a sense of purpose, a reason to get out of bed in the morning, is a fundamental human need. It gives us direction, motivation, and a sense of meaning. When we feel like we're just drifting through life without any clear goals or values, it can lead to a profound sense of emptiness and apathy. We might ask ourselves, what's the point of all this? This lack of direction can make life feel monotonous and unfulfilling. You might be going through the motions, going to work, paying bills, meeting obligations, but on the inside, you feel hollow. This existential void is a fertile ground for depression. Without a why, the how of daily life becomes an unbearable chore. Finding or creating a sense of purpose, no matter how small, can be a powerful antidote to this feeling of aimlessness. 9th on our list is being stuck in toxic relationships. The people we surround ourselves with have a huge impact on our mental well-being. A toxic relationship, whether it's with a partner, a family member, a friend, or even a boss, is one that consistently makes you feel drained, devalued, and unhappy. It might involve constant criticism, manipulation, a lack of respect, or emotional unavailability. Being in this kind of environment is like being slowly poisoned. It chips away at your self-esteem, makes you doubt your own perceptions, and keeps you in a constant state of stress and anxiety. The emotional toll of navigating a toxic dynamic every day is immense. It can leave you feeling trapped, powerless, and completely depleted of your mental and emotional energy, making you extremely susceptible to depression. And finally, the 10th reason is pretending to be strong while suffering silently. This is often called smiling depression. On the outside, everything looks fine. You go to work, you hang out with friends, you make jokes, and you seem to have it all together. But on the inside, you're falling apart. You're fighting a silent battle every single day, but you're too afraid or ashamed to let anyone see the cracks. You might think you're protecting others, or that asking for help is a sign of weakness, but this act of pretending is incredibly isolating and exhausting. It creates a huge disconnect between your inner reality and your outer persona. You feel completely alone in your pain, even when surrounded by people who care. This silent suffering is dangerous because it prevents you from getting the help and support you need. The pressure of maintaining this facade while dealing with immense inner turmoil is a direct path to a deeper and more severe depression. So there you have 10 subtle pathways that can lead to depression. If any of these resonated with you, please know you are not alone. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change. It's so important to remember that reaching out for help is a sign of incredible strength, not weakness. Talking to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional can make all the difference. There are people who want to help you navigate these feelings. If you're struggling, please consider seeking support. We'll leave some resources in the description below. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to understand this important topic. Take care of yourselves and each other. See you in the next video.